So a city in California, they may declare Chick-fil-A, the restaurant, fast food restaurant with the drive-thru, they may declare Chick-fil-A a public nuisance. Now you might say, no! You're not going to shut down our local Chick-fil-A, are you? And under what grounds? Well, the argument can be made that Chick-fil-A is simply too successful for the majority of its locations because that line out the street for people coming in to scoop in and get their incredible chicken sandwiches and waffle fries, it's making some people unhappy. Some people who apparently don't eat at Chick-fil-A. Very unhappy. So what we're going to talk about today, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sean Reynolds. I own a couple of real estate companies. I read news for reasonable. I read news for reasonable people. Reasonable. What is that all about? So what's going on? Why is Chick-fil-A a public nuisance? Let's get into it. I got to be honest, full disclosure, I have never eaten at a Chick-fil-A. We've got a Chick-fil-A, literally it's 0.8 miles from where I am sitting. I know that sounds like a dangerous thing, but the traffic outside of that location, it's right on the corner of 405, major freeway, and Northeast 8th, which is a major east-west street in Bellevue. So it's always got a ton of traffic. And then the closer you get to the freeway, a lot of times traffic gets all jammed up because of overflow out into the street of people lined up to get their waffle fries. So I had to do a little research on Chick-fil-A, and I've got friends that are like, oh, you haven't eaten at Chick-fil-A? What's wrong with you? Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in my ways. And if I'm going to have a really terrible cheat meal for whatever reason on the road, I've just gotten away from eating fast food. I'll be honest. If I'm going to take those calories down, I'm probably going to have, an adult beverage. And I'm going to have a big steak meal. I'm really, really going to get into it. And I'm going to have some form of, just decadent dessert. I'm not going to blow it on a fast food meal. But, in a pinch, I'll go to McDonald's and get like the 2 cheeseburger meal, the large Diet Coke and a large fry. Supersize me. I don't care what you say. Supersize me. I know it makes people fat. But so does fast food. What I was interested in is Chick-fil-A had a pretty good looking salad. Would I go there for a salad? Absolutely not. If I'm going to go there, you know what I'm going to get? This is what I came up with. I came up with the hash brown scramble burrito with nuggets. Let me read you what this has got in it. A hearty morning meal of sliced chicken filet nuggets, crisp hash browns, scrambled eggs, and a blend of Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese. Made fresh each morning, rolled in a warm flour tortilla, served with jalapeno salsa. I'd probably shit can the salsa. I mean, I would get rid of the salsa. I'm not a salsa guy. I would maybe put on some ketchup on there. And that sounds pretty good to me. The waffle fries, I would love to try those as well. But I've just never been drawn to it. People were so over the top when this Chick-fil-A went in just near me. And I was like, yeah, you know what? It's fast food. I don't know. Maybe I need to try it someday. But so we got a city in Santa Barbara, California. They're saying, oh, our Chick-fil-A, too successful. We've got issues. Chick-fil-A is causing some squawking in Southern California, one of multiple locations across the U.S. where the fast food chain is finding itself to be a victim of its own success. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Because when you drive by the Chick-fil-A right over here, it's annoying. I mean, sometimes you got 2 lanes closed down because you got guys turning in and gals turning into that lane, and then they got to make a hard right to get into the Chick-fil-A. Just blocks up traffic. I'm like, is it that good? And I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm like, don't care if it's really good. Traffic annoys me. So in Santa Barbara, the city close to dubbing its sole Chick-fil-A a public nuisance due to long drive-thru lines that often has cars filled with hungry customers backed into the street for hours at a time. The one here, it backs up. It starts at like 10:30 or 11. Are these people that are like starting at 4 or 5 a.m. and this is their lunchtime? I'm not sure. Because fast food at like 10:30 or 11 in the morning, Well, 11, that's getting close enough to lunchtime, and you call that good, right? Some people start drinking at 4, and they claim, well, 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, lunchtime, it's close enough to noon. Let's go to Chick-fil-A. When I was younger and an appraiser, I ate a lot of fast food because I was on the road all the time. And I was young, and when you eat a lot of crappy food, you tend not to get fat. The longer you live, the more crappy food you eat, the more you tend to get fat. I know, it's this causal thing. So I've gotten away from fast food, but I used to eat a lot of fast food because I was on the road and I didn't have the discipline to make my lunch, which is what I do now. I typically take whatever we had for dinner the last night, and we always make at least an extra half serving, and that is my lunch for the next day. So that's kind of how I do it. But back in the day, man, I would go to a lot of fast food. I would have definitely done Chick-fil-A. Checked out those waffle fries. Those do look good. The eatery, known for its waffle fries and chicken sandwiches, has a restaurant in Santa Barbara since 2013, drawing a steady flow of patrons whose vehicles block nearby driveways and sidewalks and make city buses and emergency vehicles find other routes. Okay, so that is an issue, right? That is an issue. If you're like an EMT on the way to doing something with somebody having a heart attack, giving a little CPR, maybe you got somebody that's OD'd. Doesn't happen that often here in Bellevue, but in Seattle, man, just about every time I'm over there, there's a ambulance going and guys get out and, I've asked a couple of them, so, where are you going? What are you doing? We got somebody that's OD'd. We got a call of an OD. And it's like, okay. So you're going on your way to help somebody out with a little Narcan, get that system back up and running, a la Pulp Fiction style, the big needle right to the heart. No, that's Hollywood. Doesn't really happen that way. But I have had folks in my world give people Narcan. Yeah, to get that body going. It's not good. Not good at all if you're in that scenario. Chick-fil-A's drive-thru lane heightens the odds of traffic collisions and pedestrians getting injured. At peak volume, the drive-thru blocks one lane of traffic for as much as 90 minutes on weekdays and for as much as 155 minutes on Saturdays. People got to have their Chick-fil-A, Santa Barbara. 155, that's almost 3 hours. I'm no horologist. I believe that is the study of time. But almost 3 hours on Saturday. Is that like going from, what time does Chick-fil-A open? Let's see if I can find that out. I have no idea, nor do I honestly really care all that much, but 3 hours on a weekend, on a Saturday. The city's traffic engineer, police chief, and community development director have evaluated the situation and believe that the persistent traffic backup onto State Street is a public nuisance and that the nuisance is caused by the operation of a drive-thru at the Chick-fil-A restaurant, the document stated. Wonder how much money was put into this study on why traffic is backed up in this area. Don't you just have to drive there on a Saturday and maybe sit across the street at the lonely restaurant that's not Chick-fil-A, that doesn't have any business, and look across the street and go, yep, there's a lot of people waiting to get those waffle fries. Isn't that kind of what you do? And you go, okay, so what are we going to do? Now, they got to have a study. Anytime you change traffic flow or you got to talk to somebody, hey, maybe your restaurant would be better off over there where there's less traffic. Is that a thing? I don't know. I haven't read about this in other locations, but I have heard from people that are like Chick-fil-A, how long they waited in line. It's like a badge of honor to wait in line. There really isn't a restaurant out there that I would do that for, I don't think. Is there? Nah, even good food. If I got to wait like an hour, yeah, probably not. Don't put my name down on reservations. Or you do the reservation on your phone. I've been doing that a lot lately too. And that's handy. That's handy because then you can be like working out and all right, I can budget half an hour for my shower, get whoever it is I'm meeting there. I'll do the reservation now on my phone. Boop. And then you show up and, you got a table waiting. That's awesome. That is actually technology working. But if you didn't know, and I didn't know this until about 20 minutes ago, right prior to this podcast, you can do your online order for Chick-fil-A and pick it up or do the in-person thing. And, their website, it is super handy. And the thing I really liked about it, this is not an endorsement for Chick-fil-A, however, because I haven't eaten there, but they broke down all of their menu items on a per calorie basis per food product. So like their Egg McMuffin, it's a McDonald's product, but it was an egg white Egg McMuffin. And they gave the calorie count for the actual Egg McMuffin, for the English muffin, 150 calories. That's about right. About 30 calories. Maybe it was 30 or 40 calories for the actual egg white. And then 50 calories, I believe it was, for a slice of cheese. And I was like, okay, that's some pretty good transparency, because not all restaurants do that. They'll give you a bulk count for the whole sandwich. And you're like, okay, I like to break it down per food item. That's just me. So then I can take off the Egg McMuffin and go, all right, 110 calories less. Okay, that means later today I can have a candy bar and wipe out that calorie deficit. So Kristen Snedden, a member of Santa Barbara City Council, believes the restaurant may have outgrown the location. If you got a wait time on Saturday of 155 minutes, maybe you never had the right location for the traffic and the, number of customers that you're going to come in. That's what jumps to mind for me. But I'm just a real estate guy. What would I know about location? Probably nothing. So overgrown the location and the problem can't be fixed, according to the Santa Barbara News Press. Chick-fil-A has a good problem here. They are so successful. They've outgrown their site. It's possible they were oversized for that site to begin with. That was my thought. Snedden told a council meeting earlier this month, the newspaper reported. Can you believe all this over Chick-fil-A and a restaurant being really popular? It is reasonable, because if you really like a restaurant, you're going to go there. For years, I went to McDonald's for their Diet Coke. Yeah, tell me that's unhealthy. I already know. I'm fully aware of that. The aspartame, though, that's in Diet Coke, it is the best fake sugar out there. And it's the crack of Diet Coke. So if you're going to have an addiction, make it one that's not going to kill you immediately, long term. Who knows? We don't have the studies yet. Gives rats in clinical studies cancer, but they're dumping a whole bunch of it down their throats, and don't worry about that. The success is reflected in long drive-thru lines at Chick-fil-A's elsewhere around the country. Quick service restaurant trade publisher QSR listed Chick-fil-A's as having the busiest drive-thru windows of any national chain in a 2019 study. All right, that's interesting. That makes sense. That confirms my annoyance at not being able to get around traffic going by said Chick-fil-A. At the city council session, Snedden and other members unanimously approved moving toward a potential public nuisance designation. Now, usually you get public nuisance designation for things that are like really a public nuisance, right? In this case, it's a flourishing business. That's wild, but it does make sense. If you can't get traffic down a street that you need to, and you're a city planner, you're like, but I do love their Chick-fil-A's. If we make a move, can we make an ordinance that they have to stay within city confines of Santa Barbara? Because, man, they're number 14 or however they do their frequent, their meals, their value meals. I'm sure somebody on the city council is like, no, it's not a public nuisance. It's delicious. Chick-fil-A representatives asked the council to delay the nuisance designation and give it additional time to work on fixing the problem. Like what? What are you going to do? People line up to get their food from Chick-fil-A. Line gets long. People can't get around. How are you going to fix that? What are you going to do there? Let me know, because I thought about it for like 10 seconds and I didn't come up with much. The council agreed to have a continued public hearing until June 7th. Let's give it till summer. We want to get through that springtime when you actually want to go outside. And well, in California, you go outside all the time. But here in the state of Washington, we're just getting to probably our second fake spring of the year, which means torrential downpours one day, a little bit of cloud the next. It goes like that until July 5th, roughly. Yeah, you make fun, but that is literally summer in Seattle. July 5th through the end of August. And by the third week in August, the air will already start to turn cool. I'll talk about that when we get there. But so far, we got all of our fake springs ahead of us. We usually have about 3 fake springs, where here in Seattle, If it's like over 45 degrees and sunny, you'll see dudes at the park lying out with their shirts off. No kidding. Girls in bikinis, not so much. But you'll see people jogging in shorts and tank tops and t-shirts and, that kind of thing. By 55, maybe 60, you will see some girls out getting sun. And it's like, okay, do you know that when the wind picks up, it's roughly about 40 degrees? Just crazy. But that's what happens when you're in an environment where you don't see a lot of sun, nor is it all that warm. So Travis Collins, the franchised operator of the restaurant, said in a statement emailed to CBS Money Watch by Chick-fil-A that he wants to be a good neighbor. He's making good money. Of course he does want to be a good neighbor. He's got people out the door clamoring for his product, literally out the block. And he was continuing efforts to ease the traffic issues. There's just too many damn people that want our chicken sandwiches. That's including hiring additional staff and third-party traffic control, he said. Local feathers are ruffled, though. For some people living nearby, the traffic issue has been brewing for years, and it's only of late that the problem is getting serious attention by the city and the company. We need you to look into this. What is going on over there at Chick-fil-A? Is someone cracked there too? What's the dealio? In the past, it felt like the complaints were taken half seriously, resident Rick Clausen told the LA Times. Over the years, you've had Chick-fil-A putting together their fixes that really did not do much to fix the traffic problem. But then you have the city coming forward with a possible nuisance title, and the corporation is now saying, oh my goodness, please just give us more time to solve this. What are you going to do? You got a small site. Most of these are on small sites, right? You only need so much parking, and the footprints on these Chick-fil-A's are like a lot of fast food restaurants. They're a franchise, right? Or whatever they are. They've got corporate, and they figure out the game plan for the structures. Okay, we need this many seats inside. Get your drive-through window over here. You got to have a lane going around. So many parking stalls for people that actually want to go in and get their food. Are you gonna expand on the footprint? You're gonna expand the parking lot. You're gonna expand, more lanes getting into said. I don't know what they're gonna do. Other than move to a bigger location that can handle more traffic flow, maybe a little bit more out of the way. Drive-through businesses are unusual in Santa Barbara as the city has prohibited their construction for more than 4 decades. But Chick-fil-A is grandfathered into its location as it was previously a Burger King drive-through with nothing like the current traffic. All right. I'm moderately offended there. I like the Burger King. I like the way that their burgers are flame broiled. And I actually like I think it's a chicken sandwich at Burger King. I probably haven't had one of those in, 25 years. But when I read this, I was like, maybe I should go to Burger King. Maybe I should go to Chick-fil-A. I don't know where I need to go. Somewhere. Chick-fil-A's long drive-through lines have ruffled feathers elsewhere. Business owners in Toledo, Ohio, Beaumont, Texas, and Union, New Jersey all have sued Chick-fil-A in 2020 after alleging that long drive-through lines were turning away customers, according to Insider. Well, that doesn't seem to be a problem because you got so many damn people in the line that you lose a few. Okay, whatever. On to the next. It's kind of like people bidding on a house in a hot real estate market. All right, you took your bid out. Okay, there's still 14 people making offers. Sorry to see you go, I guess. Publication also reported finding dozens of such complaints, police interventions, and significant traffic woes related to Chick-fil-A's drive-through lines in more than 20 states in recent years. This is a real thing. It's a real thing. It's been my personal annoyance up until doing this podcast. But, I've just been kind of off the fast food, off the fast food train. I do like pizza. You give me a big pizza, that makes you feel so heavy and full afterwards. Big pizza, big Caesar salad, and some sort of adult beverage involving hops. In Norwalk, Connecticut, Chick-fil-A is proposing that it get rid of an existing drive-thru and rebuild it on the other side of the building to ease traffic backups occurring. Really? Are you going to go through that much effort? Just move the location. All right. But in Santa Barbara, you can't because you've got no accommodation for drive-thrus because everything in Santa Barbara is so health conscious. And not in our city. We're not having drive-thrus in our city. No siree. So one of the issues behind the congestion is that this is the only Chick-fil-A around. That's our thing here in Bellevue. It's the only Chick-fil-A thing around. So people just flock to it. Have you gone to Chick-fil-A? No. End of story. Also in Connecticut, Brookfield city officials last year opted to build an extra lane for cars crossing into a Chick-fil-A entrance, with the federal government picking up 80% of the tab. Why wouldn't they? For some fast food. This stuff is just, it's crazy. But in Redding, California, this is how we're going to wrap up. Redding, California, a newly opened Chick-fil-A drew a long line of cars in March of last year, according to a local CBS affiliate, and had police issuing a traffic alert to heat off congestion outside the eatery. All right, we all know about the new Chick-fil-A. Please drive accordingly. If you have travel plans that involve not sitting in a line for up to 155 minutes on the weekend, I recommend you avoid the Chick-fil-A area. Use alternate routes, possibly use the freeway, use any other road but one leading to Chick-fil-A. And that's literally a traffic alert because there's too many people in the drive-thru line spilling out into the road for Chick-fil-A, for fast food. We love our fast food, don't we? You know, crazy thing about the whole coronavirus is we know that levels of obesity were attributed to people having much greater mortality, right, with the Rona. And we know that just in general, but we still love to eat fast food. I'm just as guilty as the next person. Fast food is good. It's like, what can I get in like 5 minutes? Because I've got to be somewhere in 15. What can I get? Chick-fil-A. Oh, there we go. Problem solved. They know it. They know that they've got us. We do it. I'm just going to get a diet. I'm just going to get a water. I'm just going to get a bottled water from wherever it is you go to. And maybe, they got that new cookie. Yeah, cookies aren't that bad. Dark chocolate's mainly health food, right? So you try that and you're out of there 1,400 calories later. Why am I so fat? Well, fast food. That's it for me on this one. We'll catch up soon. We've been doing a lot of hardcore podcasts. And by me, I mean you and me. And every now and then you got to have one that's kind of a little bit lighthearted because otherwise, what's the point? This stuff gets tough, right? So fast food. Check out your Chick-fil-A if you have one in your area. Tell me how the waffle fries are. Let me know in the comments. We'll catch up soon. Bye for now.